What up? What up? Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. I am live. I hope I'm live. I better be live because I am not playing with this technology today. Okay. I would ask if anybody can hear me, but I'm not sure who is with me, if anybody is with me yet. If there is anybody, you can let me know if you can hear me or not. I'm gonna text a few folks just to make sure this sound is doing what it's supposed to do because we got some things to get into. Yes, yes, we do. Let me see, let me see. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. Okay, all right. Well, I just checked myself, so I think we good. I think we good. Okay, okay, all right. Got the live set up. Oh, okay, all right. Don't need the echo. Okay, got the live set up. Hey. It's only like my third time going like live officially. But just want to kick this off and say good evening to everyone. Welcome. Welcome. If you have not been to this channel before, this is Lady Sola TV. I am Lady Sola. And right now I'm about to get into Insecure season 5, episode 10, aka the season finale, aka the series finale, aka the final end um, of this entire show. So very excited to go live. I've been doing weekly reactions, the old fashioned way, but I said, for this finale, I gotta go live. I gotta talk about this while my emotions are raw and while it's hot and heavy. So, this was definitely something that I thought about kind of in the last few days. So here I am. So yeah, well, first and foremost, I just want to say thank you so much for joining me. If you end up watching the replay, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for clicking this video. Make sure to like the video. Before I get started, I definitely want to say like the video, like the video. If you like what you hear, if you like what you see, if you like anything that I've said in any of the other reactions, I encourage you to subscribe to my channel. Okay, y'all know where the subscribe button is at. Um, so make sure to subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you. I So without further ado, let's get into this. Okay, I'm gonna be trying to check and make sure if I have any comments or anything that might trickle in. You see me looking to the left. I'm just checking on the stream. You can tell I'm new at this, right? Like y'all know how live is. I'm over here coaching you through it like you don't know. But bear with me, okay? So this is very different. Um, you're probably gonna hear me say a lot, so sorry for that. But let's see. I got some notes here. First and foremost, I just want to say, wow. First and foremost, I want to say I didn't know this episode was 40 minutes. Okay, I apologize for being late. Sorry for being late. I said, hey, 11 o'clock, I'm going to schedule it. I'm going to be on time. I'm going to be ready and everything. The episode is a little 28, 29 minutes. sometimes they be stingy, giving us even less than 28 minutes. I'm like, yeah, I'll have half an hour to kind of, rewatch some things, get my notes together, my setup, and all that. And then I saw that, oh, these motherfuckers trying to give us a little extra. We've been asking for a little extra for how long now? I think we've been asking for extra since season one. Literally since season one. I remember Twitter has literally been Black Twitter has been asking for a little extra 10 minutes for I don't know how long. We said we would take an extra 5. We said we would take a little uh the blooper reel. We would take a freaking like a live Q&A session. You know what I mean? Like we would take anything in addition to the little 28 minutes that they kept giving us every single season talking about they couldn't do nothing about it. Oh, Miss Issa, I got a little bone to pick with you because I could have sworn you said there was nothing you could do. The network has put their foot down. They said it's a half an hour comedy based on what the show is, what genre it falls into, and how HBO works. It's a very regimented, a very structured scheduling, and there's no wiggle room whatsoever. But somehow in the last episode, we getting a whole 40 minutes. That work. I'm just wondering what advertising or other show did they shorten to make room for y'all to have extra time, and why couldn't we be doing this for the season? I mean, anyway, it's the final episode. I'm gonna try not to be too. I'm gonna try not to be too harsh, but I was really like, Muggs really just switched up on us on the last episode. Y'all waited to the very last episode to finally give us a little semblance of what we've been asking for. Okay. All right. Got it. So, yeah, so I just want to say quick, just things that come to mind for this episode. I love how they did it. I love that they did birthdays as kind of the reoccurring theme. I love that it was a feel good episode minus one thing that really upset me, but I love that they really showed just growth and highlights for everyone. And it definitely was a feel good episode. It ended on a high note, and I think it really ended on a high note for everyone. So I really appreciate Insecure for doing that for us and not leaving our hearts in a million pieces, right? Because they could have easily said, oh, it's real life. Oh, shit happens. Oh, it's rough out here in these streets. We gonna make this a sad, just really emotional episode where people's hearts are gonna be broken. I'm glad that they spared us and they decided to go in the happy, joyful, uplifting route. I really appreciate that. We need that. It's just the day after Christmas, the day after Christmas. Happy belated, merry belated Christmas to you all. I hope you enjoyed your Christmas with your family, your loved ones, children's. I hope you enjoyed your Christmas. I can't believe we're here. It's the final episode. It's the final episode. It hasn't hit me yet, that there isn't going to be any more Insecure, no Insecure next week, no Insecure next year. This is it, and it hasn't hit me yet. But I just want to congratulate the entire cast, crew, production, network, everyone that's been involved in this show, from the gaffers to production assistants, obviously costume design, um, directing, music, choreography, production design, like all the departments that have worked on this show, whether it was only for a period of time, whether it was the whole way through, all the writers. I just want to thank everyone that made this show what it became and what it will be in the future, which is a historical, groundbreaking, iconic um, show, a show that we will be prideful about, a show that we will say, that was my show. You know what I'm saying? That was it for me. You know, us millennials and obviously our parents and those age groups, we talk about shows from the 90s like, you know, Living Single, Martin, Fresh Prince of Bel Air, A Different World, obviously The Cosby Show, um, Girlfriends. The list goes on and on. There are quite a few others, you know, Hanging with Mr. Cooper, One on One, Half and Half. You know, there's so many shows, The Hughleys. You know, there's so many shows that Black people, Black families, Black adults, Black working professionals, Black students, that so many of us in the Black community identify with and we take pride in. And Insecure certainly will hold a special place on in our hearts and on the mantle, as far as what this show has meant, what this show has represented, um, for Black millennials and Black women and men that are in their 20s and in their 30s. So big kudos to Insecure as a whole. This was phenomenal. Yes, I've had some critiques along the way. I've had a few gripes here and there, but you're not going to please everyone all the time. And, you know, even if I had a few comments or maybe criticisms, overall, you guys, it was a slam dunk. And I think everyone feels this way. It's not a 50-50 thing. It's not, oh, some people really hate the show, some people really love it. It's not a love or hate thing. No, it's a, we love it and we hate that it's going off air. That's kind of the overall sentiment that majority of people have. The only thing we hate about the show is that it's coming to an end. So that is just a testament to how great um, this show has been. So I'm very proud. I'm very happy for Issa. I'm very glad that I grew up in a time where I literally am the age of these characters, right? So it feels very synonymous. It feels like my life is kind of running parallel to theirs in some ways. And that's a pretty cool feeling, you know, to be able to watch a show and feel like you're in it and that you kind of go through some similar things. So fantastic job, marvelous job, Insecure. So episode 10, everything gonna be okay. All right, so let's go through the highlights. There's a lot that happened in this episode. A lot. Obviously that's how it should be, right? That's what happens when you drag out meaningless storylines for several episodes, and then it's like, oh shit, we got 3 episodes left. We a little bit behind the curveball, but they planned it this way, y'all. So I still don't agree. I still think they could have shared the love, shared the wealth a little bit better amongst all the episodes. That's what I think. But hey, you know, they decided to kind of throw everything in at the end. Um, so yeah, let's get into it. So the episode really picks up where the last episode left off. Right after Tiffany and Derek's going away party. So we see Issa and Nathan getting to Issa's place. She parks the car and, you know, they have a little bit of a conversation. You can see it all over Nathan's face that he just looks disappointed. He looks defeated. He looks very hurt, not angry or like he ready to get into it with Issa, but he just looks deflated. You know, I think, and I predicted this. I knew that once he saw that exchange between Issa and Lawrence, I knew he was going to be feeling away, and I knew he was going to start to question. In that one moment, he was going to question everything that their relationship is. and represents, and what is it really based on? What does it stand on? Does it stand on anything? Is it strong? Um, I think he said it. He said it that he had been sensing, you know, some things all along, and he just wasn't trying to really face those things that he was doubting or thinking about. Um, but yeah, he says that, he says that it was embarrassing. That whole night was embarrassing. The shit got messy. The drama, it was too much drama for him. It felt very toxic to him. And when I saw that, I said, ooh, he just called Issa toxic. Like, that's basically what he's saying. Like, you toxic. You know what I mean? Like, I feel for her. I'm sorry, I feel for him. She put him through a whole relationship, a whole make believe relationship. And I still don't understand why. I guess it was the rebound thing. I think getting the news from Lawrence that he was going to have a baby, it was so damaging. It was so hurtful. It was so painful that the best move that she could make at the time was to shift her focus to someone else. Like the pain was so hard to bear, she couldn't even deal with it solo. She much rather get into another relationship and be able to have something else to do and have someone else to do things with, so that she could take her mind off of what just happened, which was insane. um, that Lawrence got somebody pregnant, you know what I mean? And it's not, it was just totally left field for both of them. So I think she just felt like, I got to get into a relationship. Nathan has always been there. We did date. There was something there before. He's always been supportive. I think I want to give him a chance. And without really giving herself a chance to get out of that relationship with Lawrence and, kind of be with herself and search things within herself. She just rushed into that relationship with Nathan, you know. And I think it was an appropriate conversation to have. It didn't really surprise me. I had a feeling Nathan was going to be the one to, pull the trigger as far as like saying like, no, we don't need to do this. You know, it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? And Issa's reaction, like, okay, so we'll give her a little bit of credit. She did try to say, Nathan, please come inside. Let's talk about this. Please come inside. But after she asked like 2 times and he was just like, nah, I don't think so. She just stayed quiet after that. It was kind of like, well, I asked. I mean, like, this is not somebody that is madly in love with. This is not someone that it sees this person, that sees this guy in her future and can't live without him. Somebody that is deeply in love with someone and wants to spend the rest of their life with a person and really is happy to be with them would not just be sitting there listening to him and just kind of like get out the car. And obviously she looked down, don't get me wrong. It wasn't like she was jumping for joy, like, whoo, what a relief. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you for my get out of jail free card. Whew, thank you for putting me out of my misery. It wasn't like that, but at the same time she kind of was just like, well, let me grab this bottle of Ciroc. It's gonna be a long night. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, wow, Issa, you didn't even try to fight. You didn't even try to fight for Nathan at all. You was cool. Let's call a spade a spade. She was cool. Like, she wasn't really losing sleep. Like, you know what I mean? So that is another clue that she also has been noticing that Nathan is not the one for her, and it's deep down inside that she knows that. And Nathan just discovered that after seeing her and Lawrence talking and facing each other. So now it's kind of gotten to the point where they reach the crossroads and they both see what's happening. They both see the truth for what it is, and they both have seen it and come across it in different ways, but they now have arrived at the same conclusion, and they both are well aware of what that conclusion is, which is they don't belong together. They're better off as friends, and that sucks because I was really like shipping them, you know. So it definitely sucks. But you know, they just didn't have the chemistry was just so on and off. Some moments seemed nice and great, but it wasn't like this overwhelmingly like, oh, this feels right. You know what I mean? It kind of felt like we were just forcing it, like, ooh, okay, I guess we can make it work. And nah, not when Issa basically is still in love with someone and that person still wants to make room for her too, you know. Too many unresolved scenarios, too many unresolved emotions, and too much availability between two people that really love each other. There's no room for Nathan, and he exited on his own. So, and he seemed like he was stronger than I expected. I thought he was gonna go crazy. I thought he was gonna break down. I thought it was gonna be like really like they were gonna show that emotional roller coaster for him. But they decided to show strength and to show integrity and to show a stand up type of guy, which Nathan is. And I love that he got that edit because he deserved it for what Issa done put him through. For what reason? Um, yeah, Mira Issa, I'm gonna miss her. I'm gonna miss Mira Issa so much. Like she was really kicking Issa while she was down, like laughing at her. Like, girl, what you gonna do now? Like, just saying stuff. Like, you see, this girl is like obviously just got broken up. Her boyfriend just broke up with her. Because of something that was kind of out of her control. Um, and she obviously doesn't feel good about it. And Mira Issa's just like talking shit. Like she's savage. I am going to miss Mira Issa so much. Oh man. So it's the birthday episode. We got birthdays on birthdays on birthdays on birthdays. Okay. They said we going out with all good vibes. Okay. Good vibe overload. So next thing we get is Molly's birthday. Issa throws her birthday. I don't know whose apartment this is. Really nice. I think it's Molly's place, I guess. It looks like Molly's apartment. So beautiful. It was nice. Kelly was there. Tiffany came. Um, Torian, of course, was there. His family was there. And we just see, so much love and support between Issa and Molly throughout this episode. Like they really did a good job reinforcing the history, the understanding that they have, the unconditional love. They did a good job because at the end of the day, this show, yeah, Issa is the star. But when we really look at what is the main primary storyline of this whole show, it's about Issa and Molly and their best friend relationship. And then there's so many, you know, branches that come from that. But the primary focus of the show is Issa and her best friend and the journey that they go on in their lives as it intertwines between two friends as well as their individual lives as well. So I love that everything came full circle and this episode, I mean, highlighted everyone that needed to be highlighted, but of course, it really, went back and forth between Issa and Molly and just showing, you know, just their friendship. And this season almost makes season 4 seem like a dream. Like, were they really in that bad of a place? Like, they was about to fight. Molly was like the worst person on earth. And this season, it's like it literally is just like a whole nother world, you know. But that just goes to show how powerful change can be, you know. Um, so yeah, so at this party we see Kelly got a new man via Daniel Kaluuya's rebound. So I guess she dated Daniel Kaluuya, and this is the rebound guy. I don't know if she met him through Daniel Kaluuya or if they were at the same place. I don't know, but she has a new man. She seems very happy. Um, and yeah, I'm happy for Kelly. I'm happy for Kelly. All through the season, she's always been kind of a thought or whatnot, and been someone that just, likes to sleep around, likes to mess around, and she never had a problem with being single. She loved that. She embraced it, and she had herself a good time. Okay, with whoever she felt like it. So to see her really settle down and slow it down. It's nice. Um, so let us see what else is going on. Then we get to Issa's surprise birthday party. Um, Koya tells her that a pipe burst in the basement of Crenshawn's store, and they had to rush over there and see how bad the damage is and all that. So we are getting a lot of clues and stories within stories. So we see that Issa has made a decision. She's decided to go with Crenshaw over MBW, and I think it's great. I think it's fitting. That's the prediction I made. I said I was leaning more towards. I think she's going to pick Crenshaw. Um, just because of the type of person she is and how important her community is to her. Her community is her. That's her identity more than anything, more than money. You know what I mean? Issa has never been somebody that's been thirsty for money and been driven by money. It's always been about relationships, connections, really making a difference, making a positive impact with her community. That has always been what drives her more than a check, So that's why I was like, yeah, I think she gonna, even though Crenshaw ain't shit, and he don't even deserve her services. But that's neither here nor there. She chose Crenshaw. It looks like it's working out. Koya has been a ride or die assistant. Like she really turned out to be like a good, like, you know what I mean, supporter, a good partner, assistant. I don't even call her an assistant. She's just like her right hand, and really dope that she's still around. Um, so yeah, so we get there. It's a surprise party. Issa's brother is there. Kelly is there. Of course, Molly is there. So we learn that Molly and Koya kind of, put it together and work together to pull the party off. Really cool space. Yeah, I really like the space. Really, really nice. I like the colors that they use. I like that it was a huge space, very vibrant. Well, not vibrant. It kind of had more like neutral tone colors. Um, so yeah, and then we get a visit from Nathan. Um, so I was like, oh, okay, like, are they gonna get back together? Is she gonna say I miss you so much? Is he gonna say I miss you so much and he wants to try again? But no, it was a totally very mature, very platonic, a very respectful conversation that brought closure for both of them. And I think this is the essence of Nathan and Issa. Two individuals that did have some sparks, but overall they became good friends. And even through all the phases of when she got back with Lawrence and everything, she kind of told him, hey, I don't want to make things messy. I want to be upfront with you. I am back with my ex. I'm happy to be with him, but I would love to be friends with you, blah blah blah. Or I understand if that's too much for you. And he's like, no, I'm cool with that. I support that. I want to be your friend. So they have always been good friends. And I think sometimes the lesson is that you don't always need to force a relationship just because somebody is of the opposite sex, or because he looked at you a certain way, or y'all happen to kiss one time, or y'all become really close friends. So it's like, maybe we should just date. Like, what would be the difference? We'd be doing the same thing we're doing now, and it's not always the same. And things can change when you put labels on things, and it can alter what something that was already a good thing. And I think that is what happened here. But the fortunate thing is that it kind of looks like Issa and Nathan could still have a friendship in the future because of everything that they've been through and how things got intense with the party, but it wasn't burned to the ground. Like their relationship wasn't burned and just like castrated. You know what I mean? Like to the point where like they said they hate each other and like they would never speak to each other again. And like I don't know that man. Like it's no, like it's so I like that this conversation was very awkward. Like a lot of their conversations have been. But they got through the conversation, and they said some important things. That Nathan said he was hurt that night. Um, Issa apologizes. Um, she says that she believes people comes into her lives for a reason, and that Nathan has given her so many reasons, and that she hopes that she has been able to do the same in his life. The last thing she would want is for him to regret their relationship. And he said no, not at all. That he doesn't regret it. Um, he congratulates her on the block. He gives her, a card. I'm assuming with maybe a check or something from the barbershop because of all the help that she has given the shop and Nathan um, earlier, few years before. So their friendship has always been just that. Their relationship has always been built on a friendship first. They tried some other things. It really seemed like they were gonna get really serious. And I think it was Issa just faking the fun and pushing herself to do the right thing and to do the mature thing and to not do some Issa shit and go back to the wrong person or be going back and forth. I think she was really trying to push herself to do what she usually wouldn't do because that this must be the right way. Because every time I do it the way I usually do it, it's the fucked up way. So now I'm gonna do it this way, and I can pat myself on the back that I finally am acting like a mature adult. But the only catch to that is you're not gonna be happy. You're not gonna be with the man that you're supposed to be with. Um, so man, this a lot, man. It's a lot. Oh my gosh. I'm trying. I gotta get through this. I don't want to, I think I'm gonna be on live for about an hour. That's my goal. Maybe an hour, 10 minutes. Um, so I'm gonna keep moving along. Keep moving along. All right, we doing good so far. So good. So next thing we see is that the girls go to Denver to visit Tiffany. And wow, I'm blown away. When they said it in the last episode, like, man, we really gotta visit her soon, and we gotta just because we're all going our separate ways, it doesn't mean we can't hang out as friends. We gotta make it work. We gotta work hard. We gotta make time for each other. I didn't really think they were gonna actually go and visit her in Denver. At least not so soon. So I don't know how long it's been. They didn't really say, but I'm assuming like the time is just normal right now. But yeah, they go to visit her, and we find out that Tiffany is not happy to be in Denver. So the truth finally comes out. We all kind of knew this, that she was just faking it, faking the positivity, saving face. Obviously wanting to support her man and his career moves and be a good wife and mom. Oh, but she hates it there, and it's understandable. Like, I don't know what I would do in Denver. I mean, I don't know how to ski. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what else Denver is known for. It's like it's just some place where you're just like, Utah. All right, Salt Lake City. Ooh, can't wait to get on that water. I don't know. Like, you're just like, I don't want to be here. This is random. You know what I mean? So, so finally, Tiffany let's spills all the beans. Like, I fucking hate it here. I'm so glad you guys are here. Please come as much as possible. She hasn't made any new friends. She hasn't gotten back to work yet. She's just in the house being a housewife when she doesn't want to be. Her daughter is in preschool, but she's the only black girl. Yeah, oh boy. Yeah, that is not fun. That is very tricky territory to be in. I hope it gets better, and I hope Tiffany can feel better soon. I'm hoping that it's just like that we just moved, trying to get adjusted. It takes time. It takes time to accept a new environment, new surroundings. So I'm hoping she will ease into it after some more time. She will, start to appreciate things about Denver when she gets to know Denver a little bit better. And hopefully Derek can kind of be a good support system for her. So we see Molly and Issa talking in the kitchen area, and Molly asks a very good question that I have been wondering myself, which is, what would Issa have said to Lawrence if Nathan didn't interrupt her? And I'm like, thank you, Molly. Thank you. I literally was asking that last week. Like, I wonder what she would have said, because it looked like she was opening her mouth to say, I love you too. And I strongly believe that. And Molly's trying to play, I'm sorry, Issa's trying to play coy, like, I don't know. I don't know what I would have said. And she's like, you really don't know, girl? She's like, no, I don't know. And she's like, like, basically, she's not buying that. She's not buying that. But, they kind of have a conversation about choices. And, Issa's like, it wouldn't have mattered anyway. I mean, and, Molly's like, well, why would you say that? It does matter. And she's like, well, because it would have been Issa fucking up again, Issa going back and forth, back and forth. And Molly's like, take it from a girl that has overthought her entire life. Sometimes it's okay to just think with your heart, and to not overthink it, to not exhaust your brain over it, to just let things flow, and to just think with your heart, think with what makes you happy, and that's it. So wow, Molly has this is a whole nother person, y'all. This might be a Molly clone. How different Molly has become. I'm like, therapy really does all that? I mean, I hear people talking about therapy has been great and this and that, but she literally is like a different person. Like, this is amazing. Like, wow. Like, this show literally just has promoted the hell out of therapy. Like, people will watch this show and be like, man, I'm signing up for therapy tomorrow, because if I can go from that to that, like Molly did, I'm paying this therapist whatever they want. Man, I'll take out a loan. You know what I'm saying? If I could pay on credit, I got a decent credit card balance. Like, let me sign up for some sessions, because I'm a hot mess over here. Molly done got herself together. We over here dragging her for her dear life last season. And she said, oh no, ma'am, y'all ain't ready for this comeback. Like, y'all is not ready. Okay. Um, so I like that she asked that question. I like that she kind of encouraged Issa to think in a different way, and to basically say it's okay if she really wants to pursue Lawrence. Okay, again, that wouldn't be the end of the world if that's what her heart is telling her to do. And I really appreciate that Molly did that, because I don't know if Issa would have um came to that conclusion on her own. Issa is someone that needs the push. You know what I mean? Like, she can make good decisions, but she needs a push to get there. Like, she hasn't matured emotionally to a level where she can just jump out and make her own choices. She kind of needs to see a sign. She needs to be pushed in that way. She needs to get like a pep talk. You know what I mean? She needs somebody to cuss her out for her to realize, like, oh man, this is what I need to do. And Lawrence is like the same way. They have so much in common. They have so much in common. I know a lot of folks hate Lawrence. They hate Issa and Lawrence together. Like I said, I was always like, I'm up and down. I've had moments where I didn't like them together. And I had moments where Lawrence get on my last nerves. And then there's moments where it's just like, this is right. I mean, how long are we gonna hate these two? We just gonna keep hating them forever and ignoring the elephant in the room, which is they're meant to be, and they are a great fit, and the chemistry is off the charts. Like, we don't want to admit this because we want to hate on Lawrence, but it's just it's crazy because they don't even have that much screen time anymore. You know what I mean? But the few little nuggets, the little sprinkles they choose to give us with these two, it's always like it takes your breath away. You know what I mean? You're so into the scene, you don't want the scene to end. It doesn't make you cringe. It doesn't make your eyes water. You know what I mean? It just makes you feel good. I don't know. It makes me feel good. I know some people will say the opposite. Like, girl, what are you talking about? Like, Lawrence is the worst. I know he's done some dumb shit. He's an idiot sometimes. But I guess for the sake of this being the last season, the last episode, it's like if they end up together, I would be at peace with that. Because let's be real, we would be freaking going to curse out Princess Penny and everybody else if she ended up with Nathan, and really try to convince the whole world that nope, Nathan is my person. This is who I want to be with. Like I don't care what none of y'all say about our chemistry and how awkward it is. We love our awkwardness. Like, and they try to like spin that whole thing like, oh, it's us against the world or whatever. Like, everybody would have been pissed because it's not right. It's just not right. If it was gonna be right, like the directing, the scenes, they would have had to be reshoot and stuff. Like, this isn't it. We watched it back. We got some opinions from other, directors or whatever, and they're like, the chemistry is not. Is this what you're trying to give? Like, are you trying to give that they're not meant to be together? Because if that's what you're trying to give, A+. But if you're really trying to sell me on Nathan and Issa is like couple goals, yeah, y'all gonna have to reshoot some stuff, like a lot of stuff, like all of it. That's gonna be a lot of money. Mm-mm-mm. Y'all gonna have to reshoot everything with Nathan. Just scrap the whole thing. Just start over. Start over. Just y'all gonna need like another 2 weeks on the back end. Like, you know how you had the little rap party? Everybody is the last day on set. Yeah, it's the last day for everybody but y'all too, because y'all gonna be here another 2 weeks. You're reworking all of these scenes. You're gonna like hang out in real life together. You're gonna see each other naked, whatever it takes. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna do some like trust building exercises. Like, you're gonna fall, he's gonna catch you. Like, we need to build the chemistry fast, and we only got 2 extra weeks to do this because all the stuff you guys shot is not gonna work. Like, none. Really? What about this thing? Nope. But what when we're outside? Not that either. You're gonna have to reshoot everything. That's how bad the relationship was looking. And I think we can be honest with ourselves now that it's all said and done, and we don't have to speculate anymore. Now we can be real and say, yeah, That relationship, Issa and Nathan, wasn't hitting on that. They was on point the first time around, and it went to shambles after that. So, that's what it was. All right. Um, so the next part is the one part that I really dislike from this episode. It's the only part I don't like. And that is when Molly got a call from her brother, and it makes me emotional and angry. She gets a call from her brother, and we know what happens after that. Based on the reaction, how hysterical she was, she immediately, her voice goes high, she starts crying, and, you know, I mean, her mom has passed away, and that really upset me because I just feel like, why? Why throw that into this episode? This is literally the one Debbie Downer of the entire episode. Unless you want to count Nathan and Issa breaking up, but I think everyone was jubilating about that. I think that was that was a win. That was a celebration. Like I don't think there's anyone really crying about Issa and Nathan not making it to the finish line. Let's be real. So this was the Debbie Downer moment of the episode, and I feel like they could have kept it. I feel like, why? If you are going to kill off her mama, you should have showed that in the episode when she was in the hospital. Why are you going to throw this in the final episode where it's all feel good news? We're getting back to back news and updates and birthday celebrations from everybody, and you're going to give us that? I just feel like it wasn't needed. Even watching the whole episode through to the end where we see her wedding, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like I was trying to figure, okay, that really sucked. That really took the air out of me. It took the air out of the feels. I was laughing, I was smiling, I was like, I was just like, oh my gosh, so much is happening. Like, I can't believe it. And then, they throw that, and I feel like that wasn't needed. I know that Insecure likes to go the distance and they like to really take risks sometimes. But I feel like she came out of the coma. She looked great at the estate planning scene. Like she looked so much better. So for you to now flip it over again, just for the sake of giving us some really really intense sad moment just because, man, it's the final episode, we gotta give them something sad. No, you don't. You actually didn't. You didn't have to give us that. And I was like, why, man? Why did they do that? Why did they do that? And then the way they went to the next episode, I mean, the next scene with Lawrence, it was like so fast, and it was like, blah, 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 and now they're at Lawrence scene. It was done poorly. It was tacky. It was done in poor taste. It was rushed, and it was unnecessary. Um, and it really didn't fit with the rest of the vibe of the final episode. If they just were gonna have several highs and lows, okay, fine. I'll deal with it. I'll take it. But for that to be the one thing that was really like sad, I feel like she could have survived. She already survived. She already survived. Why are we revisiting this and making this sad? She could have been at the wedding, you know. I don't know. That really upset me, to be honest with you. I was really like, I was really thrown off, you know. Um, and just really sad, and just the way they did it too. Like, if you were gonna do it right. You know what I mean? Like, don't have it be her crying on the phone, and then you're just rushing to the next scene. Like, my emotions are like, you giving me high blood pressure, and now, like, I don't know. I just feel like, I know they wanted to do it. They had to throw it in the episode. You're not going to do it at the end. You're not going to do it at the beginning. I understand that, but yeah, I wasn't a fan. I wasn't a fan of that. But may her mother rest in peace. Molly has been through so much in life, um, and that was shocking. That was really shocking, really heartbreaking, and so moving on. So the next scene, Issa calls Lawrence. It's his birthday now, so we see him on FaceTime with his mom and dad. You know, they had sent him a gift. They are asking, you know, about Condola and praising Condola. They seem to like her a lot or whatnot. And then he gets off the phone with them, and then Issa calls, and you know, she's being Issa, you know, awkward and like not saying too much, you know. But Lawrence, they're so like two peas in a pod, you know. Even when it's supposed to feel super awkward, it doesn't, because Lawrence just knows her like the back of his hand, and he does such a great job emulating that in his scenes. Like, it really does feel like they dated for 5 years. Like, it really feels like they go way back. Like, they've known each other since third grade. Like, oh yeah, like they could not talk for 5 years straight, and she can call him out the dead blue, and they have a good conversation. Like, that is just Issa and Lawrence. Period. So even with this being a call that's been a long time. They haven't really spoken since that whole thing went down at Tiffany's going away party. Um, so Issa's, you know, making small talk, and then he's like, "Yeah, I wanted to ask if I could take you out for your birthday," and he's like, "Yeah, if you're not doing anything." He's like, "Oh, well, actually, I do have plans," and she's like, "Duh, of course you have plans. It's your birthday." You know, and then she quickly gets off the phone, and then his girlfriend shows up at the door. I'm like, oh, okay, Lawrence. All all right, single dad. He moved on pretty quickly. I wasn't expecting that. Um, but he doesn't look happy to see her. You could tell he's reeling from the call. Issa gets off the phone before he can even say something else, and he got Esau on the brain. And we all know that little sheepish, you know, look that Lawrence gives when he sees Issa or hears her voice. Like, he's smitten by her. He's always been in love with her. Ain't shit changed, okay? Like, ain't shit changed. You know what I mean? Like, let's like stop playing coy about it, you know? Um, So now we move on to, now it's Kelly's birthday. So they're like at a comedy club. It looked like a comedy club, but I guess it's a restaurant. But it did have a stage. Definitely gave me like comedy club vibe. Kelly looked beautiful. So many great outfits. I can't even get into it, but so many great colors, outfits for the men and women of this show. Loved it. Kelly looked amazing in her satin. I think she had a green dress on to really, really good. And this was probably the most surprising news of the episode for me. Like, talk about jaw drop, eyes wide open. Kelly announces that she's pregnant? What? Wow. Oh my gosh. Like, Kelly and Molly have had the biggest transformations of this series. Like, it is like it, it is like, without, it just goes without saying. it goes without saying, like unbelievable. So much change. They're like so different than a couple seasons ago, even from last season. Kelly is pregnant and she is in a committed relationship, y'all. Like, do you know how huge this is? Do you know how, like, this is a game changer? Like, I was like, oh my gosh, like, I didn't think she was still gonna be with the dude. You know, he was in there in the beginning of the episode. I'm like, okay, we'll see how long he lasts. But she really likes this guy, and apparently she loves him. I'm really happy for Kelly. Congratulations, Kelly. You got a bun in the oven. Tiffany is over the moon excited. She's already talking about play dates and basically she'll be there for her. Any questions she has, uh, you know, Shayla, I think that's her daughter's name. Probably saying the wrong thing, but Shayla's gonna have a little brother or sister, and she's so excited, So they're best friends. The support between the girl friendships is just beautiful to see. Even with all the hardships that both of these two friendships have gone through, they have made it through to the other side. And we are really getting a treat being able to see how it all ends. So, wow, congratulations. We also see Issa brings her new man named Nasir. Okay, Daniel 2.0. Okay, the show said we are never bringing Daniel back as much as y'all beg for him, but we'll give you something a little better now. I won't say better. Daniel, he was fine, but this guy is fine too. These men, oof. Issa has had some really nice choices on this show. Okay, all her men have been fine. I'm just saying, for real. But so hey, let's see where this goes. Now Issa's back at the house with Nasir. He's already got his shirt off. He ready to get the night started. Issa's like in the bathroom, like, I don't know, I guess maybe she's gonna take off her makeup or something. He's ready to get it popping. He's like, oh, just give me a few minutes, babe, And then Lawrence calls. And Mira Issa's like, you better dare pick up that phone. She's like, well, why he's calling? No, you dumb bitch. You got a fine ass man ready to dick you down another room. You really gonna pick up for this nigga? Like, she was going in on her. You dumb bitch. Oh my god. Oh, like, she was ready to pick up. And I just wanted her to pick up. I was like, just go ahead. Like, let's not go down the road of what you did to Nathan and you doing this to Nasir. Like, all these men is just, nobody's safe. As long as Lawrence is alive and well, no man is safe with you. You are better off just not getting into another relationship. Just let them know, guys, I I'm single on paper, but my heart is locked away with another man and I don't have the key. I'm so sorry. Heart is locked away and the key, I think the guy got it. I keep asking for it, but he just be dangling in my face. You can't get it. Sorry, guys. Just like let them go. Don't even get it. Don't even like go on a date with them because you really gonna keep disappointing them for real. Um, so she doesn't pick up the phone, but she was about to. So that tells us everything we need to know. Issa has Lawrence on the brain. Lawrence has Issa on the brain. He's been having it on the brain for the longest. Ain't shit changed, like I said. So I think we kind of know where this is going, right? I think we do. So after that, Issa invites Lawrence over to the block office. She got a space. Um, it's obviously not fully decorated, not fully furnished. But it looks like a really nice space, really cool. I'm sure it's in a good location, as far as being, in LA or whatnot. So it looks like a nice space, and I know she's gonna hook it up. You know what I mean? Once it's done, it's gonna be decked out. I already know that. But anyways, so we have Lawrence walking in. So I guess Issa, finally decided to make a decision and say, my heart, I know where my heart is. It is time I stop ignoring the signs and stop running from something that is meant to be. So here we are, Lawrence and Issa. This is what we've been waiting for, guys. This is what we have been waiting for. Um, So she says, "Oh, do you want the tour?" He's like, "Yeah, for sure. Definitely want the tour." So I love their corniness. People will call it corny. I think it's funny, probably because I joke in that way too. But I just love how they talk to each other. And Issa starts reflecting on everything it took for her to get to this point where she is now, and how she has always doubted herself, how she has always been scared um, to waste time and to make a decision and end up looking stupid for the decision that she makes. Um, how she always has gone back and forth about what she wants in her life. And what she learned through all of that is that all that doubting that she did, she was only doubting herself. It was never nobody else. It was only her. So I thought that was very deep. I think that was very, metaphorical. She's talking about her path in her career and all of that, but also she's also talking about her and Lawrence's journey and how she has resisted going, to give him another chance, to allow their relationship to be reborn, um, and things like that. And Lawrence immediately understood, you know, what the conversation was about. And the fact that she shared all of that with him, super vulnerable, it just goes to show how close they are, how much trust and care is there. And he said, "Do you think you're ready? You think you're ready to not, you know, doubt yourself?" And she said, "I'm okay. I'm okay with finding out," or whatever he said. It was something like that. Y'all know. But he said, "I'm okay with finding out if my doubts are, you know, whatever." And then they start kissing. It's really nice. I ain't gonna lie. It's very nostalgic. It does bring me back to season one and season two. And the only difference is Lawrence has grown a lot. He's not a scrub. He's not a bum anymore. He's not a couch potato. So seeing them be lovey-dovey and kissed up and booed up and caked up and all that, now it just feels better to see, where you don't have to have your skin crawling because you know this nigga ain't shit. You know what I mean? Like, okay, he's gotten his life together. He still be doing some dumb shit, but no, none of us are perfect. We all do dumb shit, right? Sometimes. So so it was a cool scene. I enjoyed it thoroughly. It's what we've been waiting for. Without really knowing it's what we wanted. It's what we needed but didn't know we would get or didn't think we needed. Um, and we got closure with Nathan and Issa. Obviously, Lawrence got rid of old girl. She didn't stand a chance. Um, and now that allowed room for this to happen. So I think that it was perfect timing. I think it was long overdue. I think she dragged out the relationship with Nathan for as long as she possibly could and I really do think she would have kept it going. They would have moved in together. It would have continued to be awkward. She would have continued to ignore whatever feelings she had or doubts she had. She would keep ignoring it. And it probably would have been okay for a while. I mean, but something would have happened and it would have ended ugly, maybe uglier than it did. Um, More emotions would have been invested because Nathan at some point would feel like, wow, like she really does love me. Like we're moving in together. Like haven't heard about old dude. It's just me and her. He would start to slowly believe that, oh, maybe this is for real. And all the little doubts he had that he admitted to, he would have started to ignore. So, in an odd roundabout way, I guess Lawrence did the right thing, even though he did it the wrong way. He had the right intention, and it did come at the right time because this whole Nathan and Issa thing, it was just like dragging on and on and on. And finally, we all got put out of our misery, including those two, because good Lord. Anyways, so this was a beautiful scene. It gave me all the feels. It really shows that Nathan and Issa versus Lawrence and Issa um is night and day. It's like, wow, like this is like polar opposites. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just amazing how that happens. How you can see these two people just don't work, but these two do. Even when you don't want them to work. You know what I mean? Like, and that's love. You know what I'm saying? It's something. It's something. I don't know. But I was happy. I was smiling. I was geeked up to see them kissing. The kissing scene was beautiful. The different angles and how the coffee cup fell on the floor. Oh my gosh! I still had coffee in there. No wonder I feel so tired. And Lawrence is just smiling and nodding his head like, "Yes, I love your corny self. Come here, baby." Like. Oh my gosh, it's too cute. They are too cute. They're so cute, it's sickening. It really is. What else? All right. Oh, we are at an hour and 8 minutes. Gonna start wrapping this up. Let's see what else is important. Yeah, so Lawrence and Issa are giving it another shot. Um, it's happening, guys. The thing we all dreaded, the thing we said they would not do this, they would not throw Lawrence and Issa back in our face after that man had a break baby on her. How they gonna co-parent? Issa ain't gonna be no stepmom. What kind of life is that? What kind of life is she gonna live? She deserved better. I beg to differ, guys. Actually, on the contrary. Um, so next scene, Molly and Torian tied the knots. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Insecure, for not screwing up Molly and Torian's relationship. Thank you. That was one thing that we begged them not to do. We didn't know what was going to happen with Issa. Whatever the conclusion was, some people are going to love it, some people are going to hate it. And they know that too. But one thing is, they knew that this Molly and Torian storyline, we have all been rooting for. We have all been into it. If you were slow to like them, you like them now. Some people kind of saw the chemistry right from the beginning, even when they were bickering at each other. It was like, these two are like, you know, elementary school, like third grade. Oh, I hate you too. And you really are crushing on each other. That's kind of what Molly and Tori gave me. So however you felt about them, you love them now at this point, right? After the last few scenes, last few episodes we've done, it keeps getting better and better. And they got married. Oh my gosh, like Molly is married, y'all. Molly is motherfucking married. Like, this is these are the moments that just make it so worth it, to follow a show like this. Because who would have ever thought that Molly would have gotten married before Issa? Like, real shit. Like, the way the show started, Issa was the one, the settled down type, the one that was in a long term relationship, that was loyal and stood by her man's side. And Molly just was a mess. I mean, good, like different relationships, making mistakes, just being the bad guy. You know what I mean? Like, and now she's married and and it's not like a arranged marriage. It's not like a marriage, like a green card marriage, and then like this is for real, like real love. And she's really happy. She said, I am really happy. And I believe her, and man, congratulations. They look so cute dancing together, like another couple that just makes sense. You know, I'm so happy for her. We see that Tiffany has another baby bump, so baby number 2 is on the way. We got Kelly that's pregnant. Tiffany's pregnant again. Like, it's just so much going on. So much good news. So much change. So much excitement and joy and things to be excited about. Obviously, things that are going to change people's lives and make it different and stressful, but also beautiful things that are blessings and that you hope and pray for, And this is nice. This is really nice. They have another conversation. She's helping her out of her dress, and Molly's like, Issa, thank you. And she's like, yeah, girl, I got you. You want to get out that dress yourself. And she's like, no, I mean, for everything. And they just have that moment, and I love that. That was important to have. They have had several of those moments throughout this episode, but that was it. That was the final, like, okay, guys, like, this is it. Like, we gotta write something not too in depth, not too complicated, but we gotta write something that just puts a cap on their friendship. Like, and she said, as long as you are in my life, I'll be good, you know. And that was so sweet. That was so heartfelt. Molly appreciates Issa so much. Issa loves Molly. There's nothing she will not do for her. They've really supported each other um, through thick and thin. And if there's nothing else that you got out of the show, if you didn't care about anything else, I think the dynamic between these two, it taught me a lot, just about just that unconditional love, unwavering support, just that loyalty, sisterhood. And it's really been an honor to watch these two grow individually and grow as friends. Um, so kudos to those two. Kudos to Molly and Issa. Um, we see Issa in another scene driving home from work. The block office looks like it's done now. We didn't get a good, like, full look at it, but it looks dope. Like, from what I saw, I was like, oh yeah, this looks good. And she's driving home. She sees her old friend. I don't know the name they gave him, but he's a blood. He was on Awkward Black Girl. We see her pass We Got Y'all. I'm like, what? We Got Y'all is still open? Like, I'm sorry. That was my first thought. I'm like, oh, they didn't go out of business? Like, okay, we got y'all. Like, and what's her name? Sujata Day. That's her real name. She was also an Awkward Black Girl, good friends with Issa. We see her. She still works there, along with the other white lady. And then we see her pass the Rite Aid, and it definitely made me think of when she ran into Lawrence. What was that? I think season 3, like right after, like, she decided to move out of Daniel's apartment, or maybe she was still at Daniel's apartment, somewhere around there. And it just, and then you see a dude walking out with the Best Buy uniform. I'm like, yes, give us all the memories. Just keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. Oh my God. You just see Issa smiling like, my life, my life. And then, she gets home, and this is it. This is the scene we were all holding our breath for. It's like, okay, they had the nice scene at the office. where they passionately kiss. It's not rambunctious. It's not like edgy. It's very like homey. It's very like we are comfortable with each other. We are comfortable with who we are. We love each other dearly. And that's what that scene gave me. It just gave me this very soft and wholesome, loving, like unconditional, like this is the end all be all. Like this is end game, you know? And now this scene where Issa's coming home looking very fly, very successful, very professional. She walks in, Lawrence is there. It's is it his birthday or her? No, it's her birthday again. So and Ja's there. So she is playing stepmom. So this was the second most shocking moment for me. The first was Kelly getting pregnant, and the second was Issa being a stepmom and really taking on that role. Like that was something that has been debated this whole season. Like Issa wouldn't do it. I don't know. Issa ain't gonna be Issa don't want to be a stepmom. Issa, no, I couldn't see it. Like that's all you kept seeing. And she's a stepmom, guys. Like all the things were just like, nah, they could get back together, but how is that gonna work? Like, she's not gonna want to be a stepmom. Like, Condola, she said, fuck them kids. Like, she can't stand that they have a baby together. Like that's just and the way they shot this episode, they really made us all look like fools. Because it's like, there she is, all smiles. Josh seems like a good boy. He looks like he's about 8, I want to say. It seems like he likes her. There's no like, oh, I hate you. You're not my real mom. Like none of that type of drama going on. Her and Issa Lawrence and Issa look so happy. Like it just works. There's no, I mean, of course, I'm sure they have drama. They're a couple or whatever. They live together now. There's a child, but they're making it work because they know they have been through so much apart. They have been through so much not being together, and how painful that was, that whatever petty argument issues that come up, it's just that it's nothing. It's the air breezing away. You know what I mean? Because they know how unhappy they both were when they weren't together. That this is happiness for them. This is exhale. This is paradise. And Issa will take it, baby and all, stepmom and all. And we the foolish ones, because we couldn't even see we couldn't even visualize Issa walking into a house setting with a baby sitting there. Like I couldn't really visualize it either. I never was super against like, oh no, it's impossible, but I never was like, oh, she would make a great stepmom. I think she would really embrace that. Oh no. I never thought that. So for this scene to just be playing out and it's so easy, it's so free, it's so natural. And I was just like that. She's just a whole stepmom in these streets. Just like that. I was really stunned. I couldn't believe it. I was just watching that scene, shaking my head. Lawrence happy as can be. He seems like a good dad. Josh seems like a very well behaved boy that even if she wanted to pick a fight about having to be in his life or oh he's a handful, he seems like a good kid. It's like everything is perfect. Everything is perfect. The only imperfect thing is the fact that he had a baby and nobody saw it coming. But outside of that, the co-parenting is going well. Condola and him got to a good place. They both want each other to be happy. The baby is a good boy. Issa's got a great job and has worked to the point where she works for herself. Like Lawrence, I don't even know what the hell Lawrence is doing because he moves back from San Francisco. I'm like, is he working virtually? Like, what is it like? Is he still with that company? Because that's where they never like talked about it again. So I'm just like, don't tell me he like quit the job to be a stay-at-home dad. Anyways, it's Issa's problem now. And it sounds like if that is even the case, Issa is here for that problem. She will deal with it happily, okay? Because she got back with him. She got back with him and she was cool with it. So I have a question. All right. Kong of Beats. He's asking, so you like this episode? Yes, I did like the episode. I think they gave us a lot. They gave us a lot of updates. They gave us a lot of information about all the characters that we care about, and it ended on a good, wholesome note. You know, we got closure from Nathan and Issa. Nathan was able to walk away with his head held up high. He was hurt. He was in pain, but at the end of the day, the way that they did it, he left the relationship. He initiated the end of it, meaning that in his mind, he was okay with walking away because he already knew there's nothing to hold on to here. There's nothing to hold on to. So he kind of, he broke it off with Issa, which left Issa to be alone. So I thought it was great. I like that it was a longer episode, 40 minutes. You know what I mean? The only thing I didn't like was Molly's mom, passing away. I really thought that was just distasteful. It was ugly. It was unnecessary, and it really threw a wrench. Like my emotion was like ascending. It was going on a high, and that just like dragged me back down to the ground for no reason. I really feel like that was so unnecessary. Like they did not have to. They didn't even have to mention her mom. She didn't have to be mentioned. And they went out of their way to say, oh yeah, by the way, she came out of the coma and somehow she still died. Darn. So sorry. So sorry. Like, come on now. But other than that, I did like the episode. I did like it. I think they did good. Because we were all like, how is this gonna work? How are y'all gonna wrap this up in 30 minutes? Like, I don't understand. Like, there's so much stuff that's unresolved. And I think they did a good job. Ooh, my earring. Um, so all in all, yeah, I like the episode. It's still settling in. I'm still taking it all in, but um I think they did the best they could with given the circumstance of it being the last episode, and I mean this is it. Like whatever they didn't do before, it's in the past. Like we really can't go back and we can't go forward either. We can't go forward, so I think they did the best they could. My favorite parts of this episode, like as far as just funny moments. So when Issa was like, "Oh, so the pipe didn't burst. That means I don't have to start an OnlyFans," and Molly was like, "Well, I was subscribed. I gotta have a flat booty fetish." Yeah, like that's that's the best part for you. Like to basically like drag you and it compliments you at the same time. And Issa was flattered. She didn't get upset. She was like, oh. She was just like, hey, okay, because she know her booty flat. She knows she got like a little itty bitty booty, so she was not offended at all. Bali is a whole mess. Um, this was second one, Amal saying, I made it a function, and then Kelly's like, you made it a funky because you stink. And Amal's like, are you proud of that? And then Kelly slaps the drink out of his hand because she just can't stand him, like, especially because his comeback jokes are so much better than hers. Like, she either never has a comeback on time or his is always better. So she just went for violence. She's like, well, I can't beat you with my words, but I sure as hell can slap the hell out of you or slap your drink out your hand. So that's what I'm going to do. Yes, I'm going low. You can go high. I will choose to go low. Thank you very much. Oh my gosh. Are you proud of that? Oh my God. He always be quick with his comeback. His reads be hilarious. When Issa was on the phone with Lawrence on his birthday, and she said so. I don't remember how she got on to talk about Louis Armstrong. But then she does an impersonation of Louis Armstrong. What a wonder! I can't do it. I was so shocked when she did that. I was like, "Wait, Issa, is that you?" Like her voice got so deep. Like, what a wonderful world! Like she just went right into that and came right back out. I was like, I was not ready for that. I was not ready. Oh my God. So she was like, oh, that was actually pretty good. I didn't even practice that. I'm like, yeah, he said that was pretty good, I must say. That was pretty good. Number 4, Lawrence saying, this is probably my favorite one. We got a classy, semi-corny, jokey line from Lawrence. And I love this. Do y'all not love this? Do y'all not love Lawrence when he's happy and in a good mood and just talking with Issa and they're back and forth? Like, I always love their conversations. He says, you went from we got y'all, and she was like, stop it, don't even. He's like, to I got mine. Like, I laughed, I cracked up, I did. Yes, I did. Y'all can judge me. I know y'all probably thought that was corny, but I loved it. It was classic Lawrence, just classic. And these are the things that I love about this show. You know what I mean? When they just let the things that they do so well, when they don't try to reinvent the wheel, they don't try to go against the grain or kind of go to a different place to try something super different. I love when they just do what works. You know what I mean? Like what is a guaranteed hit, and what is an instant like success for them. So these type of one-liners from Lawrence never gets old. At least not for me. Not for me. I can't speak for anyone else. Um, those are all my favorite parts. That's all I have to say for this final episode 10. Everything gonna be okay. This is the season finale. This is the series finale. This is the final hoorah. And that's all I got for this live stream. I want to say thank you for tuning in. If you watch live, make sure to like the video, leave a comment. What did you think overall of this episode? You know, like I said, I think they did the episode justice. I mean, there's really nothing I can think of that I'm upset about. I think they covered everything. I really do. I mean, we see Issa working, you know what I mean? Like with the block, got her office space. She's working with Crenshaw. It looks like she's doing other things as well. She chose to kind of bet on herself, and not go with MBW. And I know a lot of people in the comments and YouTube videos saying, I don't understand why she can't do both. Like that doesn't make sense to me. Why is she sounding like she's picking one over the other? Can't she just do both? And I think must be some sort of conflict of interest. Like there has to have been a clause in like the MBW contract where it says you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't like work in this type of capacity with other individuals or groups or talent or whatever. It has to be something where there was like some sort of restriction if she did choose to sign with MBW, because she would have been signing with them some sort of contract, some sort of agreement. And I'm sure that it had some sort of conflict of interest. So that's probably why she couldn't pick both. Otherwise, yeah, that would have been a no-brainer. Pick both. Like you already have issues picking things and making solid decisions. So why not pick both? And then you'll figure it out along the way. If you start getting overwhelmed, you bit off more than you can chew, then you can forcefully, quit one and let somebody down. But pick both. But no, she couldn't because of the conflict of interest thing. They didn't bring Daniel back, so sorry for everyone that's still looking high and low for Daniel. Molly getting married, beautiful. I was just so happy to see that. Kelly being pregnant. I'm still stunned. I am still stunned. That was the most, yeah, shocking news for sure. Like, yeah, by far. And her just being in a committed relationship, and you know, she has matured. She's working at Molly's firm now in the estate division. Molly pushed the firm to create an estate division because she wanted to bring her friend on board, because of how passionate she had become about this and how much she liked it. And I love to see that friends looking out for each other and wanting to put them in good positions and open doors for them, and you know help get their foot in the door and stuff like that. That's what good friends do. And I love that. I love that. Um, you know, yeah, I mean, Nathan, when he came to visit Issa, he looked better. He looked like he had found peace. He looked like he was relieved. He looked like good. Like he looked like he was in a good place. And I just love him choosing not to move forward with the relationship. He showed his maturity. He showed that even with his bipolar disorder, you know, he is someone that can make good, sound decisions, someone that avoids toxicity and things that aren't good for his mental health and his emotional state of being. And he's very like cognizant of that. And I think Issa could learn a lot from him just with his maturity, his emotional intelligence, the fact that he's not going to stick around for something if it's affecting or possibly can affect his mental health. And he basically chose his sanity over Issa. And I know that must have not been easy, but he did what was best for him. And there was no hard feelings. He wasn't petty about it. He didn't call her some slut or some hoe, or you just all over the place. Like, no, he just was like, yeah, this is just too toxic for me. Something about this isn't right. And he listened to his gut, and he was very respectful to Issa about it. And it just shows he's a really good dude. And I hope he ends up with an amazing woman, someone that can really love him, that has can have love for him, that is not tied up with someone else. Because Issa was just simply, she was in a relationship with Lawrence. She prematurely left because I think she felt like that's the thing to do. And like the news was too draining and shocking that she couldn't stay, which is understandable. But for her to get into another relationship so quickly was not the move either. What should have happened is she should have just been sad and down and out, stayed single, obviously, maybe leaned on Nathan as a platonic friend, and that's it. Make it very clear that, I'm glad to have you as a friend. You keep throwing the friend word around so he don't start seeing something, feeling something, and you just lean on Molly, lean on your friends, you know what I mean? Throw yourself into your work. That's what she should have done. And then once the wounds healed, then you and Lawrence could have gotten back to a good place. That's a way that could have went. But instead, Issa's not perfect. I'm not here to shun her. I think she did what she thought was best. And I think she did feel like she liked Nathan, and that was kind of the person that was waiting in the wings. Like he was kind of waiting around to see, I really like this girl. Maybe I'll still have a chance. And she gave him a chance, you know what I mean? And I think she really tried, but the heart wants what the heart wants. And on that note, I want to say thank you. Thank you for joining me. Anybody that's watched any of my reactions to this season, thank you so much. Um, this is an end of an era. Uh, I said error. The end of an era. Um, Words cannot describe what this show has meant to me. It has exceeded my expectations by 1,000%. Um, it has grown. It has gone to heights that nobody saw coming, and it has really left his mark on the culture. And I'm so proud. I'm so proud. Thank you for joining me. Definitely look forward to new content in the future, maybe more reactions of another show that I really like. If not, definitely looking to do some other content. I definitely want to bring back Study That Scripture. That was a series that I started a few years ago, did a few episodes, and definitely got great feedback on it. So, I am considering trying to get back into that. Um, so that may be coming soon. Also, just some other ideas. Top five is another series that I've done a couple episodes on as well. So this just can be a top five on anything. Top five R&B artists of the 2000s. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, it's just my top five list with a little bit of research, a little bit of, compiling some evidence as to how I arrived at picking my list, putting it in a video with some great visuals, my voice, things like that. So I may bring that back as well. And more live streams. I'm not sure on what, but I will figure it out. But thank you so much. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. Definitely will be good content, good original, real, raw content. If you liked this type of content, you can check out older videos I've done on other things, other content, but it usually is surrounding, of course, the culture, Black culture, entertainment, movies, music, and those type of things. Some celebrity news here and there. Um, yeah. So, but good Black television shows. I'm a fan of that, and a bunch of other things. But yeah, that's all I got. I will see you guys soon. Let me know what you thought of the season. You can go back and watch my other reactions. If you're just now binging the show, welcome. Make sure to check out my other reactions if you are really, really a big fan in that way. I appreciate the support. And until next time, you guys, y'all have a great night. Thank you so much. Bye.